I just want to say that I may seem a little flustered during this video because it's a hard video for me to make because I want to get it right, and I'm also very passionate, and I'm also very upset, and I'm also very hurt and sad. So, and some of the things I'm going to say may upset some people. Some of the numbers I may present may upset some people, and I'm just trying to make a point. But before you delete off this video, before you immediately go down to the comment section and want to say something hateful, just hear the whole video out before you make up your mind, okay? Hey guys, this is your girl Shamika from Live, Love, Life, and Travel, and today's topic of discussion is going to be more of a sad, serious one, but one that I do really think that I need to make, and I do believe anybody with a social media platform, large or small, needs to speak out when there's been an injustice in society. And this is also another reason why I decided to say fuck getting a camera. I'm going to start making videos on my shitty camera phone because I want to be able to sort of speak out when I do really believe that multiple voices need to be heard and multiple discussions need to be had if this problem is ever going to be fixed. I wish I was able to speak out when the Orlando shootings happened. It was disgusting. It was a disgrace. And I honestly, guys, do not understand like people who hate that much. I don't get it. I don't understand. I cannot fathom it. I don't want to begin to fathom it. But asking me to understand the mind of someone who is prejudiced, racist, or discriminatory is like asking me to understand the mind of a child molester. I don't understand it. Hating a whole race of people or hating a whole community of people because of their religion or their sexual orientation or the way they just want to live their lifestyle, like I don't get it. Like, it makes me so frustrated, but it makes me also really, 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 really sad. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the police shootings that have been going on in America for quite a while now, but recently in the last few years it's been a lot more spotlight on it, so a lot more discussions are being made. But I want to talk about something in particular. There's been this thing that's been happening. I've noticed a trend that policemen, politicians, right wings have been trying to use to sort of justify the enormous disproportionate amount of police shootings on unarmed black men or unjustified shootings for black men, and just the huge disproportionate of conviction and arrest of the black community as a whole, which is the statistic of saying that black people are just inherently more violent than white people or in any other race. And that's why you guys get arrested so much. That's why cops are so much more willing to be more aggressive and more violent towards the black community, because they know that black people are just more violent and they have to be really more cautious with you guys because there's just something in your fucking DNA that you just can't help. I just recently saw another video. Recently, there was another fucking shooting of a black man, I believe in Miami, who seemed to have his hands up, who, when he got shot just recently.
This is Charles Kinsey laying in the middle of the road with his hands in the air. North Miami police have rifles pointed at him. Listen as he tries to tell them he's a therapist, just trying to help a confused autistic man who ran away from a group home. Charles remembers the moments before he got shot.
I'm going to the ground just like this here with my hands up, and I'm laying down here just like this, and I'm telling him again, sir, it's no need for a firearm. I'm unarmed. He's an autistic guy. He got a toy truck in his hand.
He pleads with officers to back down and also tries to calm down his patient. This goes on for minutes, and then Charles says out of nowhere, a North Miami police officer shoots him.
I'm like this right here. And when he shot me, it was so surprising. It was like a mosquito bite. And when he hit me, I'm like, But I still got my hands in the air. I said, no, I just got shot. And I'm saying this, I'm like, sir, why did you shoot me? And his words to me, he said, I don't know.
There was another video of a woman who got dragged out of her car in a Wendy's parking lot, face planted on the ground. Then inside the police vehicle, the police officer then explained to her why black people get more arrested, why police officers are more aggressive towards black people, and they just told her, you guys are inherently more violent. And he went on and saying he has no proof of it, can't prove it, can't tell you why, but 99% of the time, it's black people who are committing the violent crimes.
Why are so many people afraid of black people?
That's what I want to figure out.
I can give you a really good idea why it might be that way. Violent tendencies. And I want you to think about that. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying that I can prove it or nothing. But 99% of the time, when you hear about stuff like that, it is the black community that's being violent. That's why a lot of the white people are afraid, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, Donald Trump tweeted out the statistic not too long ago that basically said black people were 97% more likely to commit violent crimes. 97%, which already turned out and been proven to be false, that it was just some propaganda against the black community. But there are still people who are want to hold on to that statistic because for some reason it makes them feel a little bit better inside. Rudy Giuliani, you know who I'm talking about, the ex-mayor of New York, I believe, went on to say that black people should be more scared of black kids. You should teach your black kids that they should be more scared of black kids than cops because their big tragedy is basically black on black crimes.
There's too much violence in the black community. So a black will die 1% or less at the hands of the police and 99% at the hands of a civilian, most often another black. So if you want to protect black lives, then you got to protect black lives not just against police, which happens rarely, although with tremendous attention, and which happens every 14 hours in Chicago. Well, so if you want to deal with this on the black side, you've got to teach your children to be respectful to the police, and you've got to teach your children that the real danger to them is not the police. The real danger to them, 99 out of 100 times, 9,900 out of 1,000 times, or other black kids who are going to kill them.
What I'd like you to see is that, oh my gosh, such a large more black people commit crimes against black people than white people against white people. White people commit just as many homicides against whites than blacks against blacks. Also, according to the FBI, between 2010 and 2011, more whites were actually arrested for violent crimes than blacks. According to the Bureau of Justice of Statistics and Data on Homicide, black on black crimes were committed 91% compared to white on white crimes 88%. What the media is trying to skew to you is that such a large number of black people commit crimes against black people and such a low number of crimes against whites in any other race, so, which makes the black community look extremely more violent than the rest of the community, where it says right here in the statistics, black and white numbers, because you guys love numbers, that 88 compared to 91. 88 homicides, violent crimes against white on white, and according to the Bureau of Justice of Statistics Data and Homicide, 88% on white and 91% on black. So that is what, a 2-3% difference. According to the FBI, between 1980 and 2008, white on white was 84 and black on black was 93. So white on white is actually increased and black has actually gone down. That 88% on white crimes has gone up since 1980 and 2008, from 84 has gone up to 88. 88% on white and black on black has actually gone down 2% from 93 to 91. And again, that is according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics data on homicide.
No, I ain't do nothing. Easy way or hard way for what? Every time you see me, you want to mess with me. I'm tired of it. It stops today. Put your hand behind your back. You can't breathe. You can't breathe. You can't breathe.
Yo, move out the way. Yo.
It's my brother. We live here.
Back up this way. Everybody now back up. It's now going to become a crisis. Back it up. Back it up.
I'm going to my house.
This way.
Stay with me. We got pulled over for a busted tail light in the back. And the police he's covered. He killed my boyfriend. He's licensed. He's licensed to carry. He was trying to get out his ID and his wallet out his pocket, and he let the officer know that he had a firearm and he was reaching for his wallet, and the officer just shot him in his arm. We're waiting for back. I will, sir. No worries. I will. He just shot his arm off. We got pulled over.
So you may be asking, well, if white people commit just as many crimes as black people, or why are black people more incarcerated? Why are black people more targeted? Why are black people seen as more violent? Well, let's look at the Huntington Post. Black people and white people can commit the same exact crimes, but black people are more arrested because they are just targeted a lot more than any other race. Black communities are targeted and over-policed more than any other community. It is not that black people commit more crimes than any other race, it's because they are targeted and their community is over-policed. To the Huntington Post, that a black person is more likely to be convicted for the same crime as a white person. That is why it's such a disproportionate number of black people incarcerated over white people. A judge might look at a black child from a poverty-stricken family, from a gang-related neighborhood, and say they are a lost cause. Just throw away the key. They will look at a black child or a black person as a lost cause more they will look at a white person. Black people are more likely to be convicted for the same crimes as a white person, according to the Huntington Post. All this according to the Justice Department. Between 1982 and 2015, out of 72 of the mass shootings that was tragically committed in the United States of America, 44 of those were done by a white shooter or shooters, mainly white males. Only 11 of those were committed by a black shooter or black shooters. 44 and 11. 44 of the mass shootings that was committed in the United States of America from 1982 to 2015 were committed by whites. Only 11 was committed by blacks. But blacks are more inherently violent. The FBI, where it comes to hate crimes committed against the black community was 64.3%, and compared to hate crimes committed against the white community was 16.3%. I'm saying that white people are the ones who committed the hate crimes against black people, but according to statistics, the hate groups that was most likely to commit hate crimes were the neo-Nazis, the KKK, racist skinheads, white nationalists, neo-Confederates, Christian identity, and then you have the black separatists. So I'm just saying, the thought that the idea that there's still not prejudice or racism in this world, in the United States, is ludicrous.
The video gets downright disturbing.
He is beating her up, yo.
While the woman is on her back, the officer holds her down, hitting her head and upper body about a dozen times in just 11 seconds. The woman can be seen using her arms and hands to block her head and face before a second man helps the officer apply handcuffs. There's no information yet about the woman's identity, current condition, or legal status.
She's like this, where she's not fighting anymore. These aren't like taps. These are like grown man on top of you, punching you.
In 2015, approximately 102 black unarmed people were shot and killed by police. That's almost twice a week. There is generation of generation of generation of different generation of generation of generation of history against violence, discrimination, prejudice, and segregation against the black community, caused to them by the white community. Let's not even talk about slavery. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years generations of a whole race of people, not everybody, but a good majority of people thought it was okay to enslave, rape, murder, kill, separate mother and child families, sell, treat as property a whole race of people based off the color of their skin. And then after that, for another generation and generation after generation, black people had to suffer through discrimination, through segregation, through prejudice. We weren't allowed to drink out of the same water fountains or use the same bathrooms or go to the same restaurants or the same schools. Interracial marriage was illegal because they just thought that we were that bad. That how dare we breed and mix with the black race. Until this day, there is still discrimination and prejudice against the black race. 2013 FBI statistics says roughly 54% of hate crimes were committed against blacks. There have been books after books after books written, movies after movies after movies made, history upon history upon history of the white race committing horrific crimes against the black race. Lynches, hangings, murders of whole families against the black race due to us by the white race. But for some reason, it's still thought that black people are the ones who are more violent. And it boggles my mind. But let me say this. Even though there is history upon history, evidence, facts, numbers, statistics, proving that the black community has suffered violence, discrimination, segregation, prejudice from the white community for many hundreds and hundreds of years, generation after generation after generation, am I still going to say that a whole race of people are inherently more violent than the other? No. What makes me really, really sad is that I have more respect for those guys than I have respect for me and my race. Even though there is so much evidence and so much history of white on black violence, I still have enough respect to not label a whole race of people to be inherently more violent or to be inherently more racist. I think there's a large amount of white people in other races that are not racist, that are not prejudiced, that are good-hearted, down-to-earth citizens that just want to live their life and be happy. But there is another group of people that, for some reason, holding on to the idea that they have a reason or an excuse to be more hateful and discriminate against another race, they hold on to that idea like it's precious fucking gold. I have been reading the comment sections, and maybe I shouldn't because they pissed me the fuck off. I've been reading the comment sections on some of these debates against Black Lives Matters, okay? And I read the comments, and it's all these people that's like, see, numbers don't lie, they're facts, and if it's a fact, then it's not a lie, and this is why black people get shot, this is why black people are in jail, this is why violence against blacks are happening, because they're just inherently more racist. And then when you have other people, black, white, Chinese, or whatever, trying to explain to this person who's making this comment, like, there's so much more to the story. There's so much more to the story that black communities are over-policed, that black communities are targeted. That is why there's such a disproportionate arrest between blacks and whites. And also the fact that blacks can commit the same crimes as white and still be more likely to be arrested and incarcerated than a white person for the same exact crime. When you try to explain this to them, they don't care. They just, nope. The numbers don't lie. The numbers aren't racist. The statistics said that, so it's true. It's like, I don't know. there's a part of me that feels like I don't get it. I don't get why you have to hold on to that number. Why is it so important to you to sort of prove your point and give you some justification of the shooting of unarmed black men, the shooting of a child, and he's shot to death, and then your excuse is, the statistic says black people are more violent, so this is why we have to do it. It's like you have these people who have nothing else going on for them. They have not accomplished anything else in life. They probably don't believe they're ever going to accomplish anything else in life. They're weak. They're just weak-minded. The soul is just corroded and corrupted, that the only way they can feel successful in any way in their life, the only way they can feel powerful in any way in their life, because they have nothing else going on for themselves, is that they have to hold on to the belief that they are better than another race of people. If I can tell myself I'm better than black people, then I've accomplished something, then I'm better than somebody. So the only way for me to feel any type of gratification is this idea that I am better than a whole race of people, that I am better than a whole group of people. And that's the only reason why I can understand why someone would spend that much effort and that much energy on this hate. The fact that you have a group of people that don't even want to have a discussion about it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to hear your point of view. They don't want to hear the other reasons why this might have been happening. They don't want to hear why the number of arrests against violent crimes says black people more than any other race. They don't want to understand the backstory behind that. No, they just want to hold on to that fucking number, that fucking statistics that just makes them feel so fucking righteous. Like, I just don't get it. This channel is not black and white. I don't care about people's skin color. I don't care about your skin color. I don't care about your religion. I don't care about your sexual orientation. I don't care if you like to have sex with couches. I think that's weird. I just don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. I don't understand. I don't understand racism. I don't understand hatred. Even if the whole, black community who wants to separate themselves from the rest of the world, even the black community who wants to say us against them, I'm not for that either. I think we all need to be involved in this discussion, because it's not going to happen if we keep separating the topic and not being able to discuss this situation with one another. I welcome any race to comment below with your thoughts or your beliefs on the situation, because we can't change it if we silence the other party. I do believe that there is a underlying subconscious bias against black community, and that is for white people, white against black against black, Hispanic against black, Irish against black. I just think there is just a very subconscious bias. People don't even think about it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I've walked the street at night in the dark, and a black man started walking behind me. I may have not crossed the street, but the thought did come into my mind. I wonder is he gonna mug me? Is he gonna attack me? And I had to check myself. It's no harm and no shame in admitting that you might have some subconscious bias against another race. And as a human being, as a good-hearted human being, you take the time to say, okay, I have this. So now what do I do with it? How do I get this out of me? How do I check myself? Don't just live with it. Don't be so quick to accept this whole idea that black people are more violent because it protects your white conscience. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel less guilty or something. It makes you feel justified. I honestly don't even know if I said everything I really wanted to say. I just want everybody else to take the time to understand what it feels like to be in the other person's shoes. To take the time to understand what it would be like to be a person of color and to be told that you are inherently more violent than any other race. To take the time to understand what it must feel like to be a mother of a child who was shot and killed for no reason.
The guy keeps pulling in his hours. It's probably fake, but you know what? He's scaring the Yep.
What does he look like?
He has a camouflage hat on.
Is he black or white?
He has a gray coat with black sleeves and gray pants on.
Is he black or white?
I'm sorry.
Is he black or white?
He's black.
The video's been really long, and I'm trying my best to wrap it up. And I'm trying my best to come off the proper way, the way that I'm meaning for my words to be heard. But, you know, you can't help people hear your words, so whatever. I think the only thing I really ask for people, and this is anybody, I mean, if, you know, I know there's a big problem with homosexuality in the black community, you know, with anybody who has a hatred or a dislike or a prejudice against a group of people, to take the time to put yourself in that other person's shoes, to be told that your life isn't worth anything because the person you choose to love, that your life isn't worth anything because of the religion you choose to practice, society or the social class that you grew up in. It sickens me. And for this topic in general, I just want people to put yourselves in our shoes for a second and understand how many years of this that we had to overcome and how many years of this that we had to deal with. Like just little things like ballerinas. There was a time that black ballerinas was non-existent because people thought that our bones were just inherently too bulky or too crooked to properly do ballet. There was no science behind this. There was no proof of evidence behind this. Just thought it because of the color of our skin. Or a time where black people were thought that they couldn't swim because our bones were too heavy and that we would just sink to the bottom. That these constant statistics and numbers and thoughts and bias were put on this community time and time again. And people are just tired. People are tired of it. We're sick of it. I am no different from you, and you are no different from me, besides the color of our skin and the texture of our hair. Mothers are losing their children. Children are losing their fathers. Friends are losing their friends. Brothers are losing their brothers. Sisters are losing their brothers. Unjustly. And what can the media say? It's because of the statistic that we came up with, that we're not going to tell you the full truth about, that we're not going to give you the backstory behind. Instead of people just standing up for the injustice in this world, for people just actually just standing up for what's right and what's wrong, people are trying to justify it. Why? How does this better your life? What does this do for you? Like, and it makes me more sad than it makes me angry because I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand that type of hatred, the type of want and longing and desire to feel like you're just better than somebody in some way because of the color of their skin or something. Take the time to really understand what's really going on before you make a judgment call. That's all I ask. Take the time to understand what's really going on. Take the time to do your own research. Take the time to actually do your own reading up on things instead of just believing a Donald Trump tweet. This video is really too long and I don't want to keep talking, and I'm actually kind of emotionally drained right now. I don't know, I really don't have the right words to really express how pathetic I think the situation is. Not pathetic of the killings, but pathetic that the fact that people still live in such hatred. I think it's a sad case, and maybe I can just be really mean for a second, and I think anybody who's a racist, anybody who's prejudiced in any way, I don't care if you're prejudiced against their skin color, against their religion, or against their sexual orientation, or against their gender. If you're prejudiced, racist, bigoted in any way, you are a pathetic person. That's all I can say. That you're a sad, pathetic human being. The energy that you can be putting into, the energy that it takes for you to hate, you can be putting into something such so more productive in your life. And the fact that you choose to hate is something very sad about you, and it's something very broken inside you. And I hope, if that is you, that you really take the time to seek help. That you really take the time to look inside yourself and go, why am I like this? Why do I need to hold on to this type of hate? And I don't care what color your skin you are, because black people can be racist too. Hate in itself is wrong. Prejudice in itself is wrong. Discriminating is wrong. The point I'm trying to make is, I think people need to take the time to actually do their own research, to take the time to actually have a conversation instead of attacking one another. I don't think this problem is going to be resolved if we don't learn how to talk to one another and figure this fucking shit out. There is a problem in society. There's a problem in the police community. And if we never just fucking buckle up and admit to that, then there's always going to be a problem. Alright, I'm out, guys. I can't talk anymore. Thank you guys. If you want to like this video, like it. If you want to dislike it, whatever, I don't care. If you want to discuss this with me and others in this community, feel free to comment. I don't care what color skin you are, black, white, Chinese, Mexican, Hispanic, whatever, I don't care. Like, just, if you want to comment, please comment. The one thing I have to say, I can't control free speech, but I'm encouraging people who comment not to respond to straight up bigoted racist remarks. The people who come on here and just say blatant racist, horrible, disgusting things on this channel and any other channel is just looking for attention, because that's the only thing they have going for themselves. So I don't care if you disagree with me, but please, I am asking you to disagree with me in an intellectual and a constructive way, in a constructive manner. And yeah, so if you want to comment, if you want to like, if you want to continue to follow my journey, if you want to continue seeing me make more videos that's not about traveling, like this video, let me know what you guys think. I'm so sorry this video is so long, and I'm so sorry if it feels like it's all over the place. Like, I'm really like, I think I'm gonna cry in a minute. Fuck. I honestly don't get it. So how people can hate a group of people just on the base of their skin color or their religion or who they want to fuck or love is beside my understanding, and I don't understand it. Especially if you're past the age of fucking 14 or 16 or 18 or whatever, and you don't take the time out to educate yourself on what's really going on, then you are part of the problem. I'm not saying everybody has to be an advocate, but it's your responsibility, it's your life, and you have to educate yourself. Okay guys, I'm sorry. My eyes are red, I look like a fucking mess, the sun is going down, I have no fucking light. I'm out. One more thing. I don't think being angry and being hateful is the way to solve the problem that what's going on right now in the news with the shootings of unarmed black men, or the shootings of black men that are unjustified. I can admit to the fact that not all these cases have been thoroughly looked through, but it's some video out there that's pretty evident that there are black men who are being shot for an unjustified reason. But I don't believe that being angry and hateful and committing violence or rioting or any of that stuff is the right answer. It's not the right answer. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to help anything. It's not going to change anything, not for the better. It's not efficient. It's not effective. And I firmly stand against any injustices and any crimes or any shootings against police officers. Not all police officers are bad. A good number of them are good. Just like not all white people are racist. A good number of them are good. Most people in general are good people. For my black brothers and sisters out there. I see so many of us getting really upset and getting mad. I lived in a family that held on to a lot of hatred against the white community, and it doesn't do us or you any good. I made a video about forgiveness not too long ago. And forgiveness, again, is not to tell the other person that what they're doing is okay and what they did was right. Forgiveness is for ourselves. If you walk around every day mad and hating a whole race of people because of the injustice that have been done to our community, it's not going to do anything but affect you in a negative way, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Anger, holding on to anger and hatred can have devastating effects on the person who's holding on to it. And if you are upset, then do something about it. To take some steps to be an advocate or activist against hate crimes against the black community or any community. But I encourage people not to just sit and stew in hate or anger, because that's not going to do you any good. And actually makes the people who are the offenders win. And it makes the people who are hanging on to the bitterness and the hate and anger, it makes us live our lives less than. And so I encourage people to either use their anger to better the world or to do the best revenge there is, which is be successful and to prove everybody wrong. I try to do that in my life by beating the statistics, the numbers that everybody loves to hold on to. According to the statistics, I should be on drugs, I should be dead, I should be incarcerated, I should be a prostitute or a stripper, I should maybe have 5 babies from 5 different baby daddies, I should be just mentally and spiritually and emotionally broken, according to statistics, in so many words. But I'm not, because the numbers don't mean everything. And my best revenge to my mother who abused me, my cousin who molested me, and anybody other offenders that done anything against me is to be successful and to prove those people wrong, to prove the statistics wrong. And I understand that there's something wrong with our society and it's broken, so people can say, hey, I can be a successful black man in a suit, went to school, got a degree, doing my best to do my best, and I can still be a victim of the injustice that's going on right now. And it's not fair, but again, I just encourage people not to live in anger and not to live in hate, because it doesn't do any of us any good. And let me again say I do recognize the fact that there are white people who have been unjustifiably incarcerated or unjustifiably shot by police, but the topic right now is the disproportionate amount of police shootings against blacks, the disproportionate amount of incarcerations in the prison systems against blacks, the institutionalized unconscious bias in society against the black community. That's what this topic is about. So I'm not saying that no other race has any problems, okay? I'm not saying that. And one more thing before I go. And I'm gonna go for real this time. The numbers might tell you that black people are more prone to commit violent crimes, but what it doesn't tell you that the majority of black people don't commit violent crimes. The majority of black people are good, upstanding citizens.
When we used to sit in a government short and trenched down, observing the hypocrites, yeah, mingle with the good people we meet. Yeah, good friends we have, oh, good friends we have lost along the way. Yeah, in this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say.